It happened on a humid August evening that smelled like sugar syrup and hidden envy. My entire extended family had gathered for my cousin Zara's engagement, a celebration dripping with gold sequins and ego. She was the wealthy one in our bloodline, the one who studied abroad, drove imported cars, and spoke English like an accent was proof of superiority. I was the opposite. The achiever who stayed home, built a small digital content studio from nothing, who wore confidence instead of designer clothes. She had always looked down at me gently, the way rich people look down without realizing how hard they're doing it. The hall was shimmering with chandeliers, as waiters carried trays of sparkling drinks I couldn't pronounce. I had worn a pastel dress I'd stitched myself after weeks of saving. When I walked in, Zara gave me that smile every poor relative knows too well. The one that says, "You tried." I ignored it. I told myself it was her night. I wouldn't let her cruelty ruin it, but humiliation doesn't always show up with warning. It arrives dressed as entertainment. After dinner, as people gathered near the stage, Zara tapped the microphone and announced a fun family game. She said we were going to auction talents for charity, each participant offering a skill, others bidding fake amounts just for laughter. It sounded harmless until she called my name first. "Let's start with our hardworking cousin," she said sweetly, "the one who edits videos all night for clients who pay an exposure." The room erupted with laughter. My spine stiffened. She motioned a waiter to bring a toy microphone toward me like I was a performer at their amusement. My aunt shouted, "Maybe she can teach us how to go viral for free." More laughter. I wanted to disappear, but my mother's hopeful smile stopped me. She thought it was all in good fun. I forced a grin that barely held. Then Zara leaned closer to her fiancé, whispered just loud enough for me to hear. "Self-made, but still basic." That sentence lodged in my throat like glass. I didn't cry. I didn't bite back. I just looked at her and said, "Sure, I'll play." Because what she didn't know was that I never show my cards until the final round. For the next hour, I moved quietly, smiling, pretending to enjoy the show. But inside, a storm was forming with mathematical precision. 2 weeks before this event, I had helped her fiancé's company launch a campaign. He'd refused to pay me for the last round, saying Zara's family doesn't need invoices. I still had the emails, contracts, and design drafts carrying his company's logo, my unpaid work. I hadn't planned to use them until that moment when her laughter turned cruel. Suddenly, I knew exactly how the night would end. I slipped into the side hallway, connected my phone to the event's projector system, easy access since I'd freelanced for the same hall's promotions before. With a few taps, I uploaded a 5-slide presentation, titled "The Charity of Truth." I waited. When Zara came on stage again to thank everyone for celebrating family despite differences, I walked up holding the remote. "Let me show something even more generous," I said calmly. She looked confused. The first slide appeared, a familiar campaign poster with her fiancé's company name on it, and my watermark faintly visible. Beneath, I zoomed in on the signature, followed by the final invoice marked unpaid. Gasps spread through the hall. Whispers crawled across tables like fire. I said, "That's the campaign they never paid me for. The one that helped them close their investor deal last quarter." Her fiancé turned pale. Her father stood halfway up. I continued, voice steady as steel. "Since tonight's about charity, maybe honoring fair work would be a good start." Silence. Utter choking silence. Zara's smile fell apart. Her fiancé blurted something about misunderstanding, but my parents had already stepped forward, stunned but proud. Guests pulled out their phones, reading the slides now, flashing proof of every unpaid hour, every email timestamp. I clicked one final slide. A picture of Zara herself bragging on social media about supporting local talent while never once compensating it. That broke her. She shouted that I was jealous, that I'd ruined her event. I didn't react. I simply said, "Consider it balance." The host cut the mic, but the damage had been done. By the time the evening ended, half the guests had quietly left, the other half whispering. Her fiancé's investors found the video online the next morning. It had been shared by someone before they could stop it. Their deal collapsed within days. My cousin moved abroad soon after to start fresh. The aftermath wasn't glamorous.
It was quiet. Our family split sides. Some said I humiliated her.
Others said I only exposed the truth she created. My business inquiries doubled that week. People respected my professionalism under fire. Even a local magazine featured the story without naming names, calling it grace under exploitation. Zara later texted me from another country, saying, "You ruined my life." I replied, "No, I just stopped letting you use mine as your backdrop. Now, whenever I walk into events, people greet me differently." The girl they mocked for
Stitched Clothes owns her own production office, employs 3 interns, and pays every invoice same day.
because strength learned in humiliation becomes discipline in success. I don't hate Zara anymore. She was just my lesson about the price of silence. Every family has a Zara, someone who mistakes kindness for weakness. The trick is to never let their cruelty rewrite your worth. So if you're listening to this and someone in your world tries to shame you publicly to feed their insecurity, don't argue. Let time deliver your rebuttal. Karma always loves a well-documented inbox. I learned that under chandeliers, surrounded by enemies dressed as relatives, and walked out of that hall with the only thing money can't buy, dignity. If you felt my story, please like and subscribe. Remember, sometimes family builds your scars, but those scars build your future.